Hello again, and welcome back to Beyond Silicon Valley. In previous lectures, we've discussed government support for entrepreneurship, the role of philanthropy, intermediary organizations, anchor institutions, and seed accelerators. This time, we'll explore angel investing. Some key points you'll learn about are: who are angel investors and what motivates them to invest, the structure of angel funds, and government incentives for angel investors. While the emergence of seed accelerators is providing some access to initial seed capital and mentoring, entrepreneurs often find they need additional investment to grow and scale their business. Angel investors are not family members and often have never met the entrepreneur before hearing their pitch for investment. Silicon Valley has generated scores of successful and extremely wealthy entrepreneurs who want to use their wealth to invest in other new startup companies. They often do this either individually or through organized angel funds. In transitioning economies, convincing wealthy individuals to become angel investors can be a challenge. Investing in startup companies is inherently risky. According to a study by the Kauffman Foundation, only 35% of startup companies in the US survive beyond 10 years. Given these statistics, it is no wonder that wealthy people, who are primarily interested in preserving their wealth, may not be interested in becoming angel investors. To address this, leaders in Ohio introduced several programs in 2004 to stimulate angel investment, including a tax credit for angel investments and matching funding to incentivize the formation of new angel funds. Tom Licks is an experienced entrepreneur who moved to Cleveland to start Cleveland Whiskey.
We are the only whiskey company in the world that does just-in-time manufacturing of whiskey, sort of like Dell Computers in the 80s or 90s or when they were coming out. We make a product that tastes as good, if not better, than a lot of the traditional products, but we make it in a fraction of the time. We've got some advanced technology that does that.
In order to raise capital from angel investors, Licks spent a lot of time networking among folks in Cleveland.
I just networked and I talked to people and I looked for people. The advantage for me is I've got a whiskey company. So it was easy for me to sort of start conversations in that area. Wrote a business plan, did all the right things that an entrepreneur has to do to attract investors, and then did the traditional networking. And the good news is people are willing to introduce you to other people here. I think that was a big part of it. People are certainly willing to talk and willing to take chances and willing to take some risks.
While Tom Licks successfully raised capital from angel investors for Cleveland Whiskey in 2013, he would have struggled to find angels in Cleveland willing to invest in his company 10 years prior. There was virtually no local angel investment at that time. To address the dearth of angel funding, the Ohio Third Frontier introduced its pre-seed capitalization program. In this program, matching funding is offered to private investors who commit to invest through an organized angel investment fund. Frank Samuel, the former science and technology advisor for the state of Ohio, believes it was important for the Third Frontier to put this initiative in place.
Here in Ohio, we saw that the angel investors were a very promising pool of financial capital that could be brought to bear on early stage companies and companies at the very beginning stages of operation and growth. Consequently, we made a limited amount of money available to what we call angel networks.
John Houston, the founder of the Ohio Tech Angel Funds, believes that the Third Frontier match funding had a real impact on fostering angel investment.
All of the angel groups in Ohio, I think, have benefited from the Ohio Third Frontier because their money really is the honey to attract particularly first-time new angels off the sidelines. It's the match which provides leverage, which means it's financially beneficial for them to join established angel groups which have benefited from the Ohio Third Frontier programs.
In addition to providing matching investment dollars to angel funds through the pre-seed capitalization program, the Ohio Third Frontier also provided support for angel funds to hire professional management. Angel investor Morris Wheeler believes this was critical.
An angel fund, by definition, is not going to be able to economically support paying people of the quality necessary to run a good angel fund. That's why most angels organize into groups and don't have funds. I think without some sort of public support of the management infrastructure, the angel fund, as we know it in Cleveland, probably would not exist at all.
Mike Belcito believes the angel tax credit was a motivating factor in attracting wealthy individuals to invest in eFuneral.
From a state level, there is also a program that Ohio released, which is the Ohio Technology Investment Tax Credit. And essentially what it did was it allowed angel investors to recoup some of their initial investment in equity-based companies in the form of a tax credit. And I would say it was a big deal when we were first talking to angel investors. It was really a necessity from their end that we were approved for the Ohio Technology Investment Tax Credit.
John Houston stresses the impact of the tax credit on helping him recruit angel investors for the Ohio Tech Angel Funds.
One of the reasons it was easy back in 2004 to organize the Ohio Tech Angels with our first fund is because we explained to our members how the Ohio Technology Investment Tax Credit worked, which really enabled them to have a 25% tax credit against their Ohio state income taxes for every dollar that they invested in a startup.
Government support of angel investing in Cleveland helps alleviate some of the inherent risk in investing in startup companies. In addition to providing capital, many angel investors are attracted to the opportunity to mentor the entrepreneurs and see job growth in their own communities.
I find, at least as I travel around talking to angels, that the number one driving force is to really help their innovation economy. It really is to identify and mentor the most promising entrepreneurs in your local area. And nothing is as exciting as if you can find a great idea with a great leader who can build a team.
Angel investors tend to understand that most startup companies will fail, and those that are successful could take over a decade to return their capital. So given those odds, what exactly motivates angels to invest in startup companies at all?
In the case of deals that I look in my home community, which I consider to be Ohio in general and Northeast Ohio in particular, I will give a little bit more latitude for the fact that I think I want to give back to the community by supporting companies. I would never invest in an investment that I wasn't convinced was going to have the potential to be really huge, because when I invest in a company, that means I am going to devote time and effort, and I'm going to vouch for that founding team to other people that I invest with, and I can't afford to risk my reputation on a deal I don't believe in.
Cleveland has made slow but steady progress in building its base of angel investors. The North Coast Angel Fund in Cleveland, formed in 2007, has 99 members and has invested $14 million in 35 portfolio companies. Angel investors from the fund have also invested an additional $16 million in the fund's portfolio companies, which are known as sidecar investments. In 2013, over half the 118 companies in Northeast Ohio that raised capital received an investment from an angel investor. Let's take a look at what's happening outside of Cleveland and other transitioning economies. For many entrepreneurs around the world, convincing wealthy individuals to invest outside of their own family has been difficult. John Houston argues that there is a difference between angel investing in the U.S. and internationally.
Here, we tend to be really excited about the idea, much more than from where it came. And it certainly is not focused solely on family members and close friends. If I had to, with my small family, limit my investments to just my family, I could probably count them on one hand over my entire lifetime. Internationally, there is a proclivity to really stay with blood relatives. That sometimes is difficult because they all live sometimes closely, and you don't see the larger geographic dispersion of deal flow.
Angel investing remains an unfamiliar concept for people in some international markets, as Jeff Hoffman, a founder and CEO in the Priceline.com family of companies, found during a recent trip to Algeria.
While I was on a trip to Algeria, some successful, wealthy Algerian businessmen, I gave them that speech. The next day they came to me all excited and said, "We did it, we formed an Algerian business angel organization and we want to celebrate." So we went out to dinner, they had champagne, they had little business angel shirts made, and we were having a really nice dinner, and later in the evening, the guy that hosted the dinner and created the Business Angel Network pulled me aside and said, "Can I ask you a question?" and kind of looked both ways, whispered in my ear, and I said, "Sure." And he said, "What do we do now?" And I thought it was hilarious. I said, "What do you mean, what do we do now?" And he said, "We're not entirely sure what a business angel does, but we are one now." So I loved the enthusiasm, and they weren't really sure what to do next, and we were able to connect them to some Business Angel networks and invited them to the States to sit in on some Business Angel Network monthly meetings so they can get it right. But I love their spirit of forming something and then asking what it was supposed to be.
While I was in Turkey recently, I had the chance to learn how the Turkish government started a new initiative to encourage the formation of angel networks through a tax credit. Hakan Ertürk, the head of financial instrument and market development at the Turkish Treasury, explains.
As a government, we make a law that say after 2014, angels, licensed angels should apply via networks to get the tax credit. So they have to apply for the angel networks. It will incentivize the networks to open everywhere in Turkey. So angel networks get benefit of this in future.
So to recap, we've seen how many communities around the world are starting to promote angel investment through programs like tax credits or matching investment funds. These programs can create a culture of local investment that didn't previously exist. And angel investors are interested in promoting entrepreneurship and job growth in their own backyard. They want to see success at home. But these interests come second to their primary goal of return on their investment. And we've learned some of the potential pitfalls that angel investors face. Success can be very slow in coming. For example, the North Coast Angel Fund, based in Cleveland, has invested in 35 companies since its founding in 2007 and is still waiting for its first exit. Early stage investing takes tremendous patience. Second, it is oftentimes difficult to convince a government organization to continue its support of angel investment initiatives. I mentioned earlier an angel tax credit in Ohio that helped incentivize angels. That tax credit has now expired, and it is not clear if political leaders will support its renewal. That's it for this lecture. Next time we will look at venture capital, another form of early stage financing. See you next time.